Number 2, baby. Number 2 is your number when it comes to this week, my gorgeous Sagittarius, okay? Which means that simply there are 2 major situations that are indeed going to be resolved right at the beginning of this week already. So the beginning of this week is going to start with 2 major things being resolved in your life. Okay, so this will be rather big, to be quite honest with you, because both of these things have been slowing you down and have been affecting you in such a way where, you know, you weren't doing things that you should have been doing in your life at this stage, for example. And I'm not saying that you realize this already, but only by the end of this week you will realize that there were certain things that you could have done, you know, instead of this, for example. But that doesn't matter, because after this moment in time you have so much to look forward to. There is no doubt about it whatsoever. So at the beginning of this week, my gorgeous Sagittarini, you are going to make, to start with, my God, you are going to make such an important decision. This is the way this week is going to start. Basically, right at the beginning of this week, you are going to make such an important decision when it comes to some kind of responsibility you have been avoiding, you know, for absolute ages. Do you get me? So at around the beginning of this week, or, you know, straight at the beginning of this week, you are going to make such an important decision when it comes to some kind of responsibility you have been avoiding for absolute ages. You know, you will know, of course, what this is, because now you're gonna feel so drawn. That's the bottom line, baby. This is what this energy is going to do. The power of the energy of the number 2 when it comes to numerology. You know, you're going to feel drawn towards resolving certain things. You're going to feel drawn towards sorting out certain things. I'm not saying that you weren't aware of these things before. Of course you were. Of course you were. But now, the way you're going to feel, you know, it's going to be undeniable that, you know, this is something you need to deal with, like ASAP. Because otherwise, you're just going to be missing out on certain things in life, baby. And this life is so short. This life is so short. You know what I mean? So that's why it's always the best to go with this absolutely mind-blowing flow when we feel it. When we feel it, like the way you are going to feel it. Feel this at the beginning of this week. So yes, you are going to make such an important decision when it comes to you, when it comes to this responsibility you have been avoiding for absolute ages. So it's to do with this responsibility you have been avoiding for absolute ages. Oh my God, this is going to be such a good moment. It is the beginning of you liberating yourself. You are going to liberate yourself. This is going to lead towards such a big victory, such a big success. That decision that you're gonna make, you know, to deal with this responsibility that you have been avoiding for absolute ages. You know, not only that this is gonna be resolved really quickly, so there is a certain step that you're gonna do, there is something really specific you're gonna do, of course. Not only this is going to be resolved really quickly, ridiculously quickly. You're gonna be like, oh my God, why didn't I do this before? What have I been waiting for? This is crazy. It was so easy to resolve this problem. It was so easy to resolve this issue. So not only this is going to be resolved so quickly, not only this is going to bring like a major victory, baby, but at the same time, through this path, sometimes, you know, someone really beautiful, like really beautiful, is about to walk into your life. Do you understand me? Somebody really beautiful is going to walk into your life through this particular path, through this particular decision you're going to make. And I know that this sounds a little bit weird right now, but this beautiful person who is about to walk into your life, you know, it's going to make your journey in this world so much more beautiful, so much more beautiful. I'm not saying that you miss anything in your life, but sometimes when we reconnect, or when we connect, when we really deeply connect with like-minded souls, like-minded spirits, we really do learn a lot about ourselves. We learn a lot more about our life. They learn from us too. But so that's why this is so beautiful, and some it's mutual, of course. But when we are around like-minded spirits, of course it's mutual. But I'm telling you that this particular person who walks into your life through this particular path, oh my God, you are just going to be so much happier, on every possible level. That's all I can say. Because if this person wouldn't make such a big impact, to your life, I wouldn't most certainly be, I wouldn't be seeing this person right now. So this is why this is going to be so important. And also, my gorgeous Sagittarius, when it comes to the first part of this week, you're going to have this moment where, oh my God, one day you're going to feel so tired. You're going to feel so drained. Oh my God. And you're going to be like, what's happening to me? I'm so depressed or something. But you're not really going to be depressed. This is the call of your soul. Your soul is going to be calling you to go and chill out, to go and relax a little bit. So the only way for us to take this seriously, it's to be very, very drained and very tired, where you are left with absolutely no option but to kind of sit down or lie down a little bit, almost as if you're gonna get like worried about yourself just for a minute or two, how tired and how drained you're gonna feel. But then again, in that moment of relaxation, and it's going to be obvious before it happens, because you're going to feel the way I just described. You're going to have this moment of relaxation, and I'm not being funny. You're going to start thinking about all sorts of things, my gorgeous Sagittarini, and now suddenly you are going to realize also that's the second situation that it's going to be resolved. That's the second big mama. The second situation, remember I told you 2 major situations are going to be resolved right at the beginning of this week. So therefore your number when it comes to numerology is number 2. So that's the second situation. So when you are feeling really drained, tired, you're going to be lying down or sitting down, and then suddenly, boom, you are going to have this psychic insight, baby, and you're going to feel so firm and so strong and so adamant to make such an important choice when it comes to something that has been breaking your heart for absolute ages. And the choice that you're going to make when it comes to this, it's going to be the right choice, because I do know, for the love of God, that this moment in time, as soon as you make this right choice, this is going to heal you, my gorgeous Sagittarini. And because it's happening at a time when you are like, whoa, feeling so tired, feeling so drained, but then on another hand, you are entering completely different dimension, which is ever so important for your own reflection and the way you're going to respond to things that you normally feel drawn towards. What happens is you don't jump into conclusions. Do you understand? It's the right balance where you find yourself at, where you find yourself in. It is to do with this right balance created. So all this is happening for a reason. So the moment in time you make this important choice, and it's going to be based on something that has been breaking your heart over and over and over again. It's to do with something that has been breaking your heart, my gorgeous Sagittarini, over and over again. And it's important to mention again that you're not going to be jumping to any conclusions. You see, you are gonna make this sacrifice. You're going to realize which choice you are going to make, and you're going to make an important choice. Is to do with something that has been breaking your heart over and over and over again. And now it's time. You need to protect yourself. You need to take this very seriously. So you are, thank God that you're not going to jump into conclusions. Whatever choice you make, it's going to be the right choice, because I know for the love of God that at that moment in time you are going to heal yourself, my gorgeous Sagittarini, and the choice that you're going to make, it's going to be consisting of you knowing which sacrifice do you need to make. You're gonna make the right choice, baby. It's about you realizing which sacrifice do you need to make, but you are going to protect yourself, you're going to protect your life, you're going to protect your energy, and you know what? Your life is gonna become so much more practical in general, okay? So much more practical after this moment in time. And you know, something is going to change. You're going to spiritually grow. After this moment in time, you will be able to see things from a completely different perspective, which is a clear sign of guidance, an internal guidance, which means that all this was, it's not like all this was for nothing. Whatever has been kind of keep on breaking your heart over and over and over again. No, baby, no. There is a really great lesson you've learned. So when it comes to your future, this is going to be ever so important. Most certainly, you're not going to repeat this like kind of mistake, I suppose. By the time you get to the mid part of this week, my gorgeous Sagittarini, it is to do with this beautiful teacher, spiritual teacher, somebody you are going to be listening to, somebody you're going to be watching. The way I can describe this person is like some kind of a spiritual teacher. And through that person, you know, while you're watching this person, while you're listening to this person, you know, somebody really ridiculously wise, somebody ridiculously spiritual, but I can describe this person as a spiritual teacher. And when you are watching this, you will be watching this person at around the midweek, and there is some kind of a sign that you are going to have. There is some kind of a sign you are going to have the moment in time, you see, look, you will be watching this person, or you will be listening to this person, some kind of a spiritual teacher, okay? And at the same time, somehow, because it's all connected in our lives, you know, somehow, at the same time, you will be thinking about a specific person. You will somehow be reminded of this specific person in your life while you're listening or watching this spiritual teacher. And somehow you're going to be reminded of this specific person in your life. And at the same time, boom, there is going to be some kind of a sign that you're going to have. There is going to be some kind of a sign that you're going to have, and somehow, I know that this is going to sound really weird, but somehow you're going to realize that that particular person in your life has been dishonest. And it's to do with money, something with finances, is to do with money, is to do with finances, and you will talk to that person after that, and that person is going to be extremely defensive about it. So this in itself is going to like kind of really answer your question if there was any doubt about it whatsoever. But I don't think that you're going to have any doubt about it, because you're going to feel something really strong in your soul. So you will know that this is true. But then again, you know, this is going to be like kind of that person is going to be kind of defensive, and you're going to be talking to this person. And I suppose when it comes to this person, you will kind of see a different side to this person, which you're not going to necessarily like. But then again, I know that this is going to sound crazy. You will understand where this person is coming from and why this person was dishonest. You will understand this, so it's not going to be that bad, you know what I mean? You will understand this completely. It's not like a major thing, because you will be able to understand this completely. But then again, things are going to go even further. Somehow, through this situation, you are going to realize, you know, why certain things have been delayed in your life. Why did you have a lack of motivation in your life? And you will also realize that you don't want to be stuck in the past anymore. And you will realize, you know, what is making you to be and feel stuck in the past. My God, what a beautiful moment this is going to be. You're really going to liberate yourself. You are about to become a free spirit. my gorgeous Sagittarini, because after this moment in time, so much is going to change. This is a lot to do with who you are. This is a lot to do with your karma. It's a lot to do with your dreams. Somehow there is a beautiful green light going to come out of it. You will know what to do next, and most certainly you will also know what to avoid. By the time you get to the last part of this week, wow, do you know what? You are going to be very, very happy, because it really is to do with some kind of opportunity that you've lost. You're going to be very happy because it's to do with this opportunity that you're going to have, basically. This is how I should have said it. So at the end of this week, you're going to be very happy because you are going to have this opportunity. You're going to be even more happier. And the reason why you're going to be very, very happy is not only because this is going to be a major opportunity for you, but it's also to do with something that, you know, you had this in the past before, but you've lost this opportunity, or you couldn't go for it. And then there was no opportunity after that moment in time. So this is really going to pleasantly surprise you. So some kind of opportunity you're going to have that you've had in the past, and then you've lost this opportunity, and now you're going to have this opportunity again. Oh my God. And when you've lost this opportunity, this was also happening at a time where you've just felt like you were really, really you had a bad luck, you know. You were dealing with all sorts of things, lots of responsibilities, and you really see this part of your life like you had a really bad luck, you know. So now this opportunity is also going to be so important because now you're ready. Before you weren't, you know. And I know it's not easy to explain, I know it's not easy to understand, but you weren't ready before. Now you're ready, because what's happening right now when it comes to this major opportunity, you are, number one, moving on with your life big time, baby. You know, you're moving on with your life big time. And then number two, it is the big, you know, such a beautiful new beginning. Such a beautiful new stage. This is marking the beginning of such a beautiful new stage in your life. So now, my gorgeous Sagittarini, I'm just going to shuffle these cards and I'm going to see what's going to be a tarot card of the week. Well, there you go, Four of Cups. Look at this, my gorgeous Sagittarian. This is something that just basically, you see, it's something that it just kind of turned itself by itself. And what I really feel strongly here is that somebody very, very close to you, somebody who really understands you, somebody who knows you really well, is going to really suggest something very interesting to you. And this in itself is to do with your life, and this in itself it's to do with a life change. You know, it's like to do with a lifestyle change. And first of all, you're going to find this quite annoying, but then again, the more you think about it, the more this is going to make sense to you. You know, and I really need you to take this very, very seriously, because that particular lifestyle change, you know, there is so much more to it. The moment in time you start exploring what is going to be suggested to you, at that very moment in time, I can promise to you, straight away, you will realize and you will be thinking like, oh my God, like this has been, you know, I have been missing out on, you know, so many things in life. I have been missing out on this so much. I've been missing out in life because I wasn't doing this before. So this is why this is going to be so important. Straight away, you're going to have that, oh my God moment, you know. So that's why I need you to take this rather seriously indeed. Hello my gorgeous people, I'm so excited to finally share something I've poured a lot of intention into. I've created the Ritual Mug collection, 3 absolutely beautiful mugs designed for your sacred mornings, tarot sessions and daily rituals. First up is the High Priestess Brew, which is perfect for connecting with your intuition and centering your energy before a reading. Then there is a Full Moon Fuel, a lunar inspired mug for aligning your energy with the moon's cycles. And for those powerful go-getter mornings, there's Sip Your Strength, designed to help you step into your courage and purpose. These aren't just mugs, they're intentional tools to bring energy and magic to your day. You can shop the full collection right now. Just tap the link in the description or click the card up here to explore all three. Thanks so much for supporting what I create, and I can't wait to see which one calls to you.